drill in a human skull come into contact in that film in a way that they weren't necessarily intended to. And of course, The Wrestler is full of this kind of, abuse, self-inflicted and otherwise, of the body. Is it mere coincidence that you seem attracted to these kind of stories?
Yes. Do I have to ask more? I feel like I should be laying on the couch.
Unfortunately, these chairs do not reflect.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. We got these bodies. We got to drag them along and figure out what's going on with them. So, it's just part of trying to figure it out.
Well, I'll try another way in, which is that I believe it's actually in your commentary on IMDb where you talk about that you like in your movies to take things to the edge of the acceptable, and I think in that specific context, you're talking about the scene where he gets the computer chip and it's kind of a strange looking object, and you find that funny, maybe some people do and some people don't, and I think a lot of what's been written about Black Swan is kind of entertained some of these same questions, that this is a kind of fever pitch melodrama, and, are some moments intended to be camp, are they meant to be taken seriously, is it up to the viewer to decide? How do you, address that discussion vis-a-vis Black Swan and your other film?
I'm just trying to entertain, and however people want to enjoy it is fine by me. But I think, I don't know. I just have an attraction for I've always had an attraction for the extreme, and I think there's just so much stuff out there, images out there, and distractions out there that you have to be memorable if you want people to be thinking about it, 30 seconds after it happens, or actually to stay tuned in, because it's hard to keep someone's attention for an hour and a half or something. So I've just always been attracted to intensity, and it's all incredibly serious, and it's great that people are reacting to it with horror or laughter or crying or whatever. I don't think that matters, the reaction, as long as they're reacting.
You also said that all your movies are about the search for God. Now that was something you said a while ago.
When did I say that?
At least
the commentary of Fountain Part 2.
Well, the Fountain, I think, is expressly about that, or at least, let's say, a film about man's attempt to solve the mysteries of the universe, which in a way is to say man trying to become a god, and obviously Pi is very literally about the search for the name of God. Do you feel that that is a pursuit that continues in these last two films, which are not based on scripts that you wrote yourself?
I think it's transformed into performance. There is, the last two films are about performance, and I was going to say this after your first question about the connections between the two of them, is they were both developed over 10 years. I mean, I got a new computer, and I was looking at old emails and cleaning it up, and I found an old email from '96, basically the whole outline of The Wrestler from '96, which is one of I guess only 10, 12 years, but and I think those ideas, as we were working on the films, they kind of got into both characters, and it just so happened both the scripts got to a place where we could execute them within a couple of years of each other. But yeah, I think it became about performance because I think I was, that became the most exciting part of my job, was working with actors. I've always, since I got out of, since I first started in film, that was the thing where I was the most terrified, and the place where I was weakest was working with actors. Like, I had no idea what to do with actors, and so I kind of dedicated myself to that. I took acting classes, not because I ever want to act, but because I wanted to humiliate myself. And I set up a test for myself. I said, all I want to do is cry in front of a class. and then I'll quit. And I took Meisner till I cried, and then I left the next day. I was like, that's it, I'm done. But I did. I got into an unconscious state in front of people where I was performing an activity. Any actors out there? What is it called? Can you do it? No actors.
Acting.
Yeah, it's called acting. Yeah. And I took a lot of classes on how to direct the actor, taught by something. And so I just really, and then it became my favorite thing. It's actually the most pleasurable part of the job, as opposed to like setting up shots for stunts and things like that. So I think that it became about that kind of that moment, about finding the moment, being present, which is what actors do, and that sort of became a divine space.
Can you also talk a little bit about how your use of the camera has changed in these last two movies? I remember when we first saw Wrestler for the New York Film Festival, it was kind of really, bracing to see you using so much the handheld camera, after the very kind of formal, camera on tracks, dolly, split screen kind of styles in Fountain and Requiem, even to extend Pi, where you have your kind of I guess if you call it the device where the actor is wearing the camera.
Snorri
Cam. But these two movies have a very, very different visual style. It's much more, almost sort of like using the camera like a pen, in a way, for lack of a better word.
It just made sense for the subject matter. I actually was trained kind of in documentary cinema verite, and so it was always in me. And I think when I did Pi, it came out of that. It was one of the first assignments we had was a portrait film, and it was one character, story of one character, and that's kind of what all my films are. They're kind of one character, they're all kind of character studies. And when I got to The Wrestler, I realized that, there was no way Mickey Rourke was going to hit a mark. Never mind remembering his line. So I knew I had to be like free, I knew I was like, oh shit, how are we going to get him to, okay, that's not going to work. So I was like, all right, we got to come up with something else, and then I just went back to this documentary. And it's not like I was talking about this earlier, it's not like a cinema verite camera where we're just following someone reaches for a glass, the camera gets there a minute later. We kind of knew Mickey would reach for a glass. We didn't know exactly when, but we knew it was coming. So we were able to kind of dance with him. He would reach, and then the camera could get there, and then he could do something. So it was blocked. And I liked that. And then when we started to work on Black Swan, I was really into that kind of idea of it. I really liked how we were able to do the wrestling scenes, and the shots sort of hand off to each other. And I was excited about doing that with the ballet, but I got really scared about doing handheld in a horror film because I didn't know if that kind of documentary thing would make people think, why doesn't Natalie just turn to the sound recorder and go help, or to the camera operator because they're right there, But so we looked for examples. We couldn't actually find an example of a horror film that was like that. I mean, there's like Blair Witch, but that's where the camera is a character. So. But then at a certain point, I just said, fuck it, let's risk it and see what happens. And it kind of goes against, because that type of camera feels objective, meaning it's like someone recording the event, so to make it subjective was a stretch for me, and still stylistically, I'm like, but we just decided to go for it. That's what happened.
I'm also curious to hear you say something about New York as a character in Black Swan, also in Pi and Requiem for a Dream. I mean, I think really with the exception of the Fountain, you've stuck at least to the tri-state area in your movies, and these films, at least the three New York films, seem to be inhabiting the same universe in a way, the same sort of feeling for the city, and the same lecherous old man on the subway, and this sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, New York's changed though. I mean, you hit Pi, all the subways are they were new recently, now they're getting old again. But, so many of the locations we shot in Pi are gone. I mean, it was funny that in Pi there's a scene where he stares up at the stop ticker, which is there. which is now, it's been there forever, but it had just come up, and we were all excited that they put the stock ticker in Times Square. We're going to shoot it. And it was all filled with porn places. It was still, porno palace when we shot there. So it has changed. I guess the perverts haven't changed, I guess, just the trainings. Because that is the same pervert, by the way.
But how much do you feel that shooting in New York?
He's also the ass-to-ass guy in Requiem for a Dream. And he asked me, now I call Uncle Hank in the credits because he said, please, you have to name me the pervert in the credits now. I work one day. I felt bad for the guy, so he's Uncle Hank.
I guess maybe a better way of asking is how much you think of yourself as a New York filmmaker, because I think
totally New York. I'm from Brooklyn. I love working in New York. It's the greatest city in the world, and I say that whenever I go to any city in the world. But no, it is. It's great to shoot here. It's just, and it's it's definitely a great landscape. It's just endless things to shoot. Why am I talking about?
Yeah, because I think that also there's this rich pool of New York character actors in the movies that you've used over and over again, and again, a sense of the city in kind of another character. It's not just there's a background.
No, well, New York was really important for Black Swan because we wanted to be like the premier